Hi, welcome everyone to our Joyly live studios here. We are talking with the amazing Shameka Green. Thank you, Shameka, for joining us today.
No, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
You're very welcome. So Shameka Green is with Emma's House Incorporated, and we found each other on Instagram, and I was just needing to learn more, basically. So I jumped down and looked at all your pictures, and you're just doing such great things in the community. So we are here today to talk about your level of joy, yourself personally and professionally, and just talk about how you get to show up and why you started this organization to begin with. So without further ado, could you just tell us a little bit about yourself and why you started Emma's House?
Sure. So, I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist in Las Vegas, and I started Emma's House because I want to pay homage to my grandmother, Emma, who actually raised me when my mother went to prison when I happened. So, it always was in the back of my mind. I wanted to give people some type of joy the way that she gave me joy. And she was very instrumental in raising me. So it's very important for me to start Emma's House and give back to others. And so I started Emma's House in about, I want to say 2015 or so. And it was very important that I focused on women and their issues and helping them overcome obstacles in their life. And then it trickled down that we started working with children. So we have programs for elementary, middle, high school, and a program for children of incarcerated parents. And that gives me pure joy. Everything I do here is purpose driven. And so I call it my joy language.
That's Do you really call it your joy language?
I do. I do.
Really?
Because in therapy, we talk about love language. What is your love language? Is it
Mhm.
gift giving? Is it acts of affirmation? Or for me, it's a joy language because that's what I get my pure joy from giving to others. Is an act of kindness.
I was going to ask you that next. What does joy mean to you? Like, there's all kinds of, I just want to kind of reiterate some of these for other people because it's different for everyone. For me,
Yeah.
it's connection. When I'm like truly connected to somebody or something, or, some sort of engagement in the community, I feel really joyful when I'm connected. And so other things could be like joy of happiness plus gratitude. It could be contentment. It could be just joy in just the moment or consistency. It might be spontaneous or caused by some other kind of emotion. It might be a goal for some people. It might be just a way of life for others where they get up in the morning, they're joyful, and they go to sleep when they're joyful. What is it for you?
For me, it's really acts of kindness and service. And so I love speaking life into other people and helping them achieve their goals or just doing random things. It's letting someone get in front of you at the store or sending some random cash app or a care package. So that's the thing that really brings me pure joy, just doing those things when people expect it and it gives them a blessing. So.
That's so beautiful. And I can see it in your heart. Are you at your office? Do you have an office here in Las Vegas?
Well, I have a home office, so I'm
Oh,
here and
of course, especially now.
but I have a private practice in Las Vegas.
Got it. And
Yeah.
you are, so how do your clients find you at Emma's House? Is it through word of mouth?
So it is the word of mouth, but we have a website for Emma's House. So it's emmashouseinc.org. And so that's how people find me there. So yeah, we know that it's a big thing. That's how we're connected, right?
Mhm.
And so those are ways that people can contact me.
Okay, got it, got it. All right, so I know you told a little bit of story about your Grandma Emma, but I want to see if we could just back up a little bit and talk about, um, like, I feel like she was the one who really taught you life values and who you are as an individual. So maybe you could just talk about how you found your joy in this work, maybe from her, from her guidance from up above.
Yeah. So there's two big things that I want to say is that my maternal grandmother name was Emma,
Mhm.
and she helped raise me when my mother went to prison, but shortly after she had passed away. And I ended up living with my mother's boyfriend and his mother, and her name was Emma. So she pretty much carried the torch. So she loved me as if I was her own. She did so many amazing things for me. Like she was like my rock. And so she was able to give me joy in the midst of my storm, going through all the things that I did back then. So that my biggest thing now is giving people that joy in the midst of a storm. Look at where we are now, so it's very important that we have some type of, one, a level of gratitude, but two, spreading some type of kindness in the midst of this.
Yeah. How unbelievable that they were both named Emma. Isn't that?
All right.
That's a book in of itself, right? And you did write a book, right? By the way, did you?
I did actually. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, tell me about that. I'd love to hear.
Sure. So I actually, at this moment, I have 4 books, but the first book was a memoir on my life. It's called Beauty from Ashes. And I came up with the name because when I went back home to Detroit, where I'm from, I just started to see that there was a lot of places of where I grew up. It was dilapidated. It seemed pretty sad. It was almost depressing. And I said, wow, my story is beauty from ashes, because all of the things that I went through, not just having a mother in prison, but a father that was murdered when I was 2, and surviving sexual abuse and domestic violence. And so almost everything that you can think of that happened to me. And then to have this amazing story in the end be birthed from this pain. So it's beauty from ashes. And I feel like in all of us, we have some type of beauty from ashes story, right? Of how we were able to overcome some stuff. So
That's beautiful. Gosh. And anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay, and so in your work, how are you being your joy every day, all day long? So I feel like you got this kindness and this love and this joy that you sort of innately can live by. So how are you being that in your work every day, all day long?
Well, I will be honest that with the change, it's been a real effort to find joy every day, because the atmosphere has shifted, and I'm really an empath, so I see people that are impacted by this. So it really has been a real effort to find joy every day, to do something. And so again, it's been those acts of kindness, but also that self-love, making sure that I'm full, that I'm okay, and making sure that I'm doing things that bring me joy, such as I just recently purchased a bike. So I'm like going back to my childhood and finding something every day that's going to give me joy, but also focusing on gratitude, just being grateful in the moment.
I
So,
love that. I love that you got a bike. Have you been out yet?
oh, no, not yet, but I'm so excited.
Ah,
So,
that does sound like fun.
yeah, I picked it up yesterday with my husband, so I'm excited.
Yeah, you put on you brought up a good point though. There is it's really hard. Like there are a lot of people suffering right now. It's extremely uncertain times for sure. But don't you agree that even in uncertain times, or when there's suffering, that when you've got your base and your rock solidness, there is the other side where we will get there. And even there's joy through suffering, like you said. So that was profound.
Yeah, definitely, because I use my life as an example, because if you look at the foundation of it and all the pain and the suffering, but to see where I am now, that something beautiful was birthed out of that. And so when we think about what we're going through right now, we try to find moments of gratitude of, thank you for another day. Thank you for allowing me the time to spend with my family when I'm normally just really busy, or being able to purchase that bike and enjoy, just being in nature. So again, finding those little moments of gratitude will help us get through this, because we will get through this.
Yeah. I think we can either sit down and let it all just wash us over and fall down, or we can go get a bike. That's brilliant.
That's right.
Why,
That's right.
why wait? And it's kind of cool because it brought you an opening to do that, right?
It did.
The,
It did.
the crisis. And so that's,
Yeah. Because like I said, otherwise I'm so busy, right? We get in a routine of things. We get so busy. Sometimes it's hard to find gratitude because you're just going on with the day. But literally, I'm thankful to be refreshed and reset.
that's awesome. All right. Last question was, how are you sharing your joy right now? Like obviously through books, but is there any other coaching or teaching or facilitating you're doing or want to do?
Well, I teach webinars.
Okay.
I have so many inspirational videos on our Emma's House Inc. page on Facebook. I'm doing that. I'm actually helping a few people write their own book in the middle of this too. So I'm kind of spread.
It sounds like it. It sounds beautiful. And thank you for that beautiful color, wearing that yellow sweater. That's gorgeous.
Thank you.
Matches our colors over here.
That's right.
So if you were in my studio or in my actual at an actual event, the chair would be there, and I would ask you to sit in it and share with the world how they might be influencers of joy as well. So if you don't mind just leaving us with those final comments, that would be awesome. How are there any ideas or suggestions for other people to be influencers of joy like yourself?
Oh, this is great. So I am actually launching a campaign this week. It's called Pass the Torch. So what I is for individuals or even organizations or kids and parents to post whatever act of kindness that you are doing so you can have some joy. And what we're going to do is just pass the torch so that we can all be together as a unit and spread kindness and joy. So is that I called on everyone to do that.
Is there a website, or how does it work?
So please get us on Emma's House Inc. on Instagram and Facebook. And then also you can reach us at www.emmashouseinc.org.
Oh my gosh, Shameka Green, it was an absolute pleasure to have you on our show today. And thank you for continuing on to be an influencer of joy in our world. And it is obvious that that is a very earned title over the years. You've brought a lot to the world and to our community here in Las Vegas.
Thank you for giving the platform to do this. I appreciate you.
You're very welcome. We'll talk to you again soon. Thank you.